You have to stop living your life like you owe everybody an explanation. That's the first shift. That's the moment everything starts to change. Too many of you are waking up every morning trying to impress people who don't even think about you when they go to bed at night. You're adjusting your dreams, shrinking your vision, dimming your light, just so somebody else doesn't feel uncomfortable standing next to you. And that's the trap, chasing their approval instead of chasing your purpose. You cannot win the race of your life if you're carrying the weight of everyone else's expectations on your back. You cannot become the person you're meant to be while trying to keep everybody happy. You cannot rise while holding on to people who don't want to climb. At some point, you have to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm not living for them anymore. I'm living for what I was designed to do. That's when your life changes. That's when you start walking different, talking different, thinking different. Because now your decisions aren't coming from fear, they're coming from calling. Now your pace isn't controlled by their opinions, it's driven by your purpose. Now you're no longer asking, what will they think? You're asking, what am I capable of? And that shift scares people. Let me be real with you, the moment you decide to become serious about your life, somebody is going to get uncomfortable. Somebody is going to question you. Somebody is going to say you're doing too much, acting brand new, trying to be different. And you know what? They're right. You are trying to be different because the old version of you wasn't going to reach the dream. The old version of you wasn't strong enough, focused enough, disciplined enough. So yes, you have to be different. Because greatness requires transformation, you can't worry about people who expect you to stay at the same level forever. Some people only like you when you're average because your average matches theirs. They can handle you when you're predictable, when you're quiet, when you're moving slow. But the moment you start growing, the moment you start believing in yourself, the moment you start breaking patterns and elevating your mindset, suddenly you're changing, suddenly you're too ambitious, suddenly you're forgetting where you came from. No, you're not forgetting where you came from. You're refusing to stay stuck there. Once you stop living for their approval, you become unstoppable. Because now your energy isn't scattered, now your mind isn't cluttered, now your heart isn't hesitant. You start saying no to things that don't align with your future. You start valuing your time like it matters. You start protecting your dreams like they're sacred, and that's when you begin to rise. That's when success starts becoming real. Not because it magically appears, but because you finally stopped giving your power away. You were not born to please everyone. You were born to fulfill purpose. And the moment you stop living for them, you finally start living for you. You have to understand something that most people never realize. When you rise, the right people rise with you. Your success isn't selfish. Your growth isn't just about you. When you start leveling up, when you start becoming disciplined, when you start tapping into your potential, you create a ripple effect that reaches far beyond your own life. There are people connected to your destiny who don't even know your name yet. There are future generations waiting on your decisions today. And every step you take toward becoming your best self becomes a step someone else can stand on tomorrow. A lot of people think pursuing success is only about their own goals, their own dreams, their own future. But the truth is, every minute you spend improving your life is also improving the lives of the people who love you, look up to you, or depend on you. When you change your mindset, you change the atmosphere of your household. When you elevate your standards, you elevate the expectations of everyone around you. When you push yourself, you inspire others to push themselves. Your success becomes a mirror showing others what's possible. Think about the people watching you right now, your younger siblings, your kids, your friends, even people you don't realize are paying attention. When they see you grind, they start believing they can grind. When they see you overcome obstacles, they start believing they can overcome. When they see you refuse to quit, they start asking themselves why they're quitting. You become a living example of strength, discipline, and possibility. And the right people, the people meant to be in your life, they celebrate that. They rise with you. They grow with you. They get better because you got better. But here's the part you have to accept. Not everybody will rise with you. Some people will feel threatened, jealous, or uncomfortable when they see you growing. They'll try to pull you back, remind you of who you used to be, question your ambition, or downplay your progress. Don't let that stop you. Those people were never meant to rise with you. Your success reveals who belongs in your future and who only belonged in your past. The ones who are meant to stay in your life will use your success as fuel, not fear. They'll clap for you, support you, grow beside you, and push you to keep going. You are not climbing this mountain alone. You are climbing it for your family, for your community, for the people who believe in you, for the people who need your strength. Your success becomes their hope. Your breakthrough becomes their reason to keep fighting. Your transformation becomes their inspiration. And that's why you can't quit, because when you rise, the right people rise with you. People are going to doubt you. That's guaranteed. They're going to question your dreams, criticize your decisions, underestimate your abilities, and whisper about your chances. And for a long time, maybe you believed them. Maybe you carried their words like weight on your back. Maybe every time you wanted to start something big, their voices echoed louder than your own. But that ends the moment you finally understand that asterisk asterisk, their doubts don't define you, your work ethic does. Asterisk asterisk, you aren't measured by what they think. You're measured by what you do when nobody is watching, by how hard you push when it's uncomfortable, by how many times you get up after life knocks you flat. Some people will doubt you simply because they doubt themselves. They don't believe it's possible for them, so they convince you it's impossible for you. They want you to play small so they can stay comfortable. They want you to slow down so they can feel like they're keeping up. But listen carefully, their insecurity is not your identity. Their disbelief is not your ceiling, and their fear has nothing to do with your future. The only thing that determines your success is the work you're willing to put in day after day, even when you feel invisible, unsupported, or misunderstood. You don't have to argue with them. You don't have to convince them. You don't have to prove anything to anyone except yourself. Let your consistency be the conversation. Let your discipline be the explanation. Let your results be the clapback. Because when you stay committed long enough, the same people who doubted you will eventually say they always knew you had it in you. That's what happens when your grind outgrows their opinions. You've got to build a mentality that says, I'm going to show up whether they clap or not. You need to wake up with a fire that says, I'm not doing this for approval. I'm doing this because I'm built for more. When motivation fades, rely on discipline. When support is low, rely on belief. When progress is slow, rely on patience. And when voices around you get loud, make sure the strongest voice you hear is your own. Let them doubt, let them question, let them misunderstand the vision. You keep working, you keep showing up, you keep building, because every hour you invest, every sacrifice you make, every skill you sharpen, all of it becomes proof. Proof that you were never defined by their opinions. Proof that greatness belongs to those who refuse to quit. Proof that your work ethic is the true story of who you are. And when the breakthrough comes, and it will, they won't be able to deny what you've become. Their doubts won't matter. Their opinions won't matter. The only thing that will matter is that you kept going long enough for the world to see what you always knew was inside you. Your potential is the gift, but your success is the responsibility. That's the part people don't like to hear. Everybody loves the dream, everybody loves the vision, everybody loves the idea of becoming great, but very few people want to carry the weight that comes with it. You were given potential so you could do something with it, not so you could admire it. You were given talent so you could multiply it, not waste it. You were given a dream so you could build it, not just talk about it. There are people connected to your life, people connected to your journey, people connected to your future who are counting on you to step fully into what you were created to do. Your success is not about ego, it's about impact. Somebody is waiting to hear your story so they can believe in their own again. Somebody is watching how you carry yourself, how you fight through challenges, how you rise after failure, and they're learning from you even when you don't know they're watching. Somebody's courage is tied to your consistency. Somebody's breakthrough is tied to your obedience. When you don't show up, something in the world doesn't get activated. When you play small, something in someone else stays small. You don't just owe it to yourself to win, you owe it to every person who will be blessed because you did. The dream inside you isn't a suggestion, it's an assignment. It expects something from you. It expects effort. It expects sacrifice. It expects discipline. Potential is the spark, but success is the fire you have to build with your own hands. That means waking up earlier when you don't feel like it. That means grinding when nobody is clapping for you. That means saying no to distractions and yes to growth. That means choosing purpose over comfort every single time. You can't be casual with a calling. You can't be lazy with a gift. You can't be inconsistent and expect exceptional results. And listen, the journey won't always feel good. There will be days you question whether the dream is too big. There will be moments you wonder if you're capable. There will be seasons where it feels like nothing is moving, nothing is changing, nothing is happening. But purpose doesn't disappear because the process is uncomfortable. You keep going because you understand something most people never learn. Success isn't for you alone. Success is for everyone who will benefit from your courage to pursue it. So you don't stop. You don't slow down. You don't apologize for wanting more. You honor the gift by doing everything in your power to turn it into something real. Because when you succeed, you don't just change your own life, you change the lives of everyone who needed you to win.